What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today we got another deck profile review here. Go ahead, man. See what you got.
So I'm playing the Universe 7 deck, you know, my leader, Son Goku, you know, pretty good leader overall, you know, like his activate battle, you know, every time he attacks, just take an extra card from your hand, you know, take up to 1 life and draw a card and it gains 5k, you know, for the duration of the battle. And then you can just take 1 red or blue card to awaken him, put it underneath him, draw 3 and untap 1 of your energy, you know. And the backside, you know, it's has a pretty awesome, you know, effect. You know, you just can activate main or battle once per turn, you know, as long as your life is 5 or less, you know. You can draw 1 card if you have a Universe 7 card in play. Your opponent reveals a hand, you just take an extra card off their hand or a battle card with 35k or less, put in the drop area. Or you can take 3 multicolor energy with different names from your drop and or warp and put them into your hand, you know. And that's very important, you know, especially, you know,
Surge, baby. It's a fun deck. Universe 7, man. We both play Universe 7 deck.
You know, so I play 4 Emperor's Death Beam, 3 Emperor's Death Beam, I'm sorry. You know,
let's flip one over while you explain it.
Pretty standard card, you know. Gives negative 30k to 1 of my opponent's battle cards and ignores barrier, you know. And I can send this card from my drop to my warp, you know, and look at the top card of my deck. And if it's an extra card, multicolor of that, you know, I can add to my hand. You know, 4 Sleepy Boy techniques. I think it's one of the better negates in the game. You know, draw 2 cards and then you can negate the attack and put 1 of your opponent's battle cards back into their hand.
Very good in multicolored deck, especially the red and blue.
You know, this deck doesn't really use a lot of negates, but you know, it's pretty good overall. You know, I play 3 Tyranny's cost, you know, just to draw 2. You know, second effect of the card really doesn't matter unless your opponent has a hand of, you know, 11 or more, you know, which kind of allows them to, you know, shuffle their cards back into their deck and draw 10. You know, this, I play 2 wearing this together. It's an okay card, you know. I mean, you can, you know, as long as my leader's Universe 7, I can KO all my opponent's battle cards 25k or less. And kind of wish it targeted barrier, but you know, it's a pretty good card, you know. And if it's my drop area, I just untap 1 red and put it back into my hand.
At the end of the day, as long as it gets the job done, that's all that matters.
3 Royal Condemnations. I had it at 4. I had it at 4. I cut it down to 3. You know, really good card. I mean, there's a lot of battle cards in this game that have 8 costs, you know, and to be able to put it back into the bottom of your opponent's deck is, you know, pretty insane. Also has the, you know, same activate main as Emperor's Death Beam, you know. Take from my drop to my warp, look at the top of my deck, take a multicolor extra card if it is, if not, you know, just place it right back top of the deck. The backbone of the deck for extra cards at least, 4 Catastrophic Blows. This card I would say is pretty broken as long as you have Son Goku in play. A multicolor one at that, you know, being able to deal 1 damage to your opponent, pretty insane. I can honestly say I can probably deal about upwards to about 7 damage to my opponent, you know, especially with my Surge Goku's ability, being able to take it back from my drop or warp and just constantly use it, you know. You'll never have to pay the cost of 5, especially when you have Invoker in play.
Yep.
So,
good thing about Invoker,
you know, it
costs what, 1 I think it is,
yeah,
usually?
Just costs 1
multicolor?
multicolor energy, you know. second best negate in the game, Dimension Magic. I mean, especially for blue decks. I mean,
everybody knows.
You know, being able to negate and untap 2 blue is just pretty insane. You know, and if, you know, you can just take a life and then just, you know, put it to your hand and activate this card if you have 5 or more cards you can discard. So
just great, especially when it comes down to negates. Sparking is amazing.
Like I said, you know, I mean, this deck doesn't really play much negates, especially my version. I mean, I don't care too much for negating my opponent's attack. I just want to, you know.
Well, for all the other extra cards you play, I'm pretty sure you don't need to play that many negates. Me, I play at least 13 negates, but it's only because of the Master Roshis.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good overall, but, you know. Now I play 3 Sensu Beams.
Everybody should know what Sensu Beam does.
You know,
Game 5K,
pretty standard.
Tap 2.
You know, not much explanation towards it. The card that kind of makes the deck in general, Tournament of Power. I mean,
TP.
You know, this is a must in this deck.
TOP, baby.
You know, you hit it turn 1. I mean, you're pretty much in cruise control. You know, being able to, you know, control what you draw the following turn is really good, you know.
And it negates energy exhaust,
you know,
as well.
It does negate the energy exhaust, you know. Being able to be able to use your energy right out the back is insane. You know, but yeah. Alright, that's all the extra, well, I don't want to say that's all the extra cards for the deck. There is one
that's the main searchers.
that is, you know, the true backbone of the deck is 4 Invoker Vegetas.
Yes, sir.
This card is pretty good, you know. I mean, has barrier, deflect, you know. I mean, being able to just have it out by turn 3 and you know, start using just one of your multicolor energies to use all your other extra cards is pretty insane. I mean, as long as you can get this card out by then, I mean, like, you're pretty much on cruise control moving forward. I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for your opponent to really do much.
And the fact that it's a 19K actually gives a little pressure, early on at least.
Moving on, you know, 6 drop, you know, Ultra Instinct Son Goku. I play 3 of these. I mean, I was going to do 2, but 3's, you know, to me it's pretty good, you know. It's pretty solid overall to be able to just put them into play. I mean, especially now with the, you know, new Son Goku that just came out, kind of brings this card out a turn earlier, you know, and to be able to just, you know, come into play and take 3 of my energies, you know, tapped or untapped, and being able to swap them with 3 cards in my drop area and back into my energy in active mode is just pretty insane overall. Kind of gives you a lot of, you know, a lot more plays that you can do.
Very good against aggro decks at that.
You know, and then, like I said, you know, it kind of combos off with the, you know, with the Catastrophic Blow, you know, to its second auto, you know, when one of your cards deals damage to your opponent, you just deal an additional 1. So to be able to just deal 2 damages off the back for just 1 energy, it's pretty insane. You know, it kind of puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, you know, to kind of try to do something. But most of the times, they really don't have much of an answer.
This is the main key right here, having this guy out, because since he's a barrier, he also has deflect. So counter play cards aren't really going to affect him when it comes on to it, which gives out a lot of stuff anyways when it comes to your extra multicolor cards that you have.
Son Goku, Rival Seeker. I have another one coming in. 2 is really good for this deck. I think this card is just pretty broken overall, especially for U7. It brings out this 6 drop, you know, a turn before, you know, it should be coming out. But, you know, a lot of the key is this Surge Coup, you know, being able to just, you know, just being able to take the extra cards from your warp and just add it right into your hand, which is what activates his second ability, you know. But you obviously do have to have the, you know, 5 or more of your energy in play.
That's why you say you're going to play 2 eventually.
Yeah, I'm going to put 2. So, you know, it's going to be a 51 card deck, you know, once this second, you know, Rival Seeker comes in. But, you know, just pretty broken card overall, you know. To be able to just use your extra cards, you know, by turn 3 is like like I said, you know, it puts a lot of pressure into your opponent, you know, and just, you know, like, they just have to have something, you know, they have to have an answer. But honestly, I wouldn't play it on turn 3 when it's supposed to come out. I'll kind of wait, you know, at least maybe turn 4, turn 5, you know, so that way I can have an answer to anything that they try to, you know, do.
The good thing is that most of these cards are all 10K for the combo, which is good. They most of them you have to pay the 1, but 10K is 10K.
The thing with this card is, as long as you have a red or blue multicolor extra card in your drop area, you don't pay for its combo cost, so it's pretty much like a free 10K, super combo, which is just insane overall, because you're always gonna have an extra card thanks to this, thanks to the, you know, front side of this Son Goku. You know, I mean, you're just always going to.
Right.
So, you know, it's just pretty good overall. 2 topos, I mean,
self-explanatory there with these.
No need for much explanation. I mean, you know, to be able to just buy yourself a turn or 2, you know, your opponent's not really gonna want to discard 2 cards from their hand to attack, you know, with their battle cards, especially if they have a field of just battle cards waiting to just, you know, take you out. Like, they're gonna hesitate. I mean, and just overall one of the best cards, you know, and the fact that it can just negate an attack. It's insane, you know.
You can pretty much use this in any deck anyways. It's not specified for, you know.
I mean, you know, you could just bring them out on turn 2, you know. It's just...
It's powerful.
It's a great card overall, you know. For Beerus, I mean, you know...
Super combo.
You know, no need for the Backbone of Universe 7. I mean, it's really not needed in this deck. This card is pretty much the best super combo to use for this deck, especially, you know, for the way that I run it, you know. Just to be able to just use it, you know, on your opponent's turn and untap a multicolor energy kind of just gives you a lot more, you know, leeway and a lot more things that you can do overall, you know, like, especially if you want to activate Sleepy Boy techniques, or you know, just like you know, Emperor's Death Beam, you know, and anything pretty like much, that.
Yeah. And anything towards your opponent that will affect the.
I play 4 of the coolers, you know.
It's for y'all that don't know what this cooler does.
Kind of a, you know, pressure your opponent early turns, you know. Arrival, just have to untap, you know, just have to tap 1 red, you know. Being able to come in and just mill the top card of your opponent's deck and, you know, minus 10K on 2 of their battle cards, ignoring barriers, it's pretty insane. Strong. And, I mean, it works well with this deck, you know. I mean, still, you know, just still thinking about whether or not, you know, to keep him in the deck or not. But, you know, kind of about to give it a test drive, see how it works. But, you know, the one card that I put in here that's a little different, you know, extra card, We Are Universe 7.
Which is pretty, at least to me, is more mandatory to even have this card in there, at least 3. But we all play it differently. Obviously, it's a searcher, but this card is actually as strong as you need it to be when you need it to be in the right time.
It's a pretty good card. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, for me, it's a must in this deck. I mean, but to be able to have a 5th, you know, 5th, you know, Vegeta, you know, or just to be able to have the 2nd or 3rd Rival Seeker. I mean, it's, you know, it kind of gives you a lot of leeway. I mean, you know, you won't be afraid to use your Vegeta as, you know, an energy, or to be able to send it to the drop area without any hesitation.
Right.
You know, I mean, so yeah. And the headliner of the deck, obviously, Apex. You know, Apex. I personally think overall, you know, this is probably one of the best, you know, victory check SCRs, that just be able to come in and negate
the 2nd
all of your opponent's skills, you know, except for extra cards. I mean, it's pretty insane. I mean, you know, it comes out on turn 5, you know, it buys you another, you know, turn or 2, you know, but this Goku does play a lot, you know, into playing this card, you know. Just being able to look at your opponent's hand and being able to take out any form of negate in an extra card.
And you know, he's also Invoker as well, so pretty much benefits your extra cards right there, just having him out.
You know, so yeah, you know, it's you know, to me, when I play it, it's kind of like, all right, turn 5, do I want to bring them out? Most of the time, no. I mean, do I honestly get them out majority of the time? No, because like I said, you know, I have different ways of winning the game, and you know, as I said prior, you know, Catastrophic Blow is pretty huge in this deck, you know, so by the time, you know, I'm able to bring him out, it's kind of pointless, you know, but
he's more of a finisher anyways, you know, over anything.
You know, so when he's out, you know, it's, you know, it's kind of hard for my opponent to kind of have a, you know, an answer to it, you know, unless they have any form of negates in general. But yeah, you know,
because that one doesn't have the other one, like the victory strikes, where it's attack and skill can't be negated.
No.
But it's actually strong as shit though, because
it's very strong. Just being able to negate just all my opponent's skills to the end of their next turn is,
you pretty much turn all their cards into a vanilla from that point.
So that's the deck. I mean, you know.
Yeah, once again, here goes the leader. Son Goku, set 9. It's pretty good, man. Strong leader. It's not bad. At the end of the day, Universe 7 cards are pretty powerful as is, just like when people play the Universe 11. I think this version of the deck actually topples U11 any day, but it also depends on the deck list that somebody creates on it. So I don't know. I actually like it. I don't know, man. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean,
that's it. Once again, the Universe 7 Surge deck with the Son Goku leader from set 9. Gotta love it, man. Drop a like on this channel, on this video if you liked the deck list. Subscribe to this channel, man. Share it, comment. Next suggestions, bro. We out, y'all.